Yo, I put it like wow, this that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me, I hope they know by now. Bayo Bab, stand my ground. Bro, these money trees go overseas like Percy Tau. I'll make sure you stay around, quiet when I'm under loud. No negatives allowed, me and positivity took a vow. I always play to win, don't anticipate loss. Mind always in the clown, my boy. Never think about the drop, never ever ever think about the drop.
Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show. It's a Monday. Listen, let's be honest. If you are in the Southern Hemisphere, you probably have a hangover right now. Let's just put that out there. I mean, the sun is out, the buns are out, sun's out, buns out, sun's out, guns out. It was for real this weekend. Every single human I know was out there being a savage, just an absolute savage out there this weekend. Probably swapping saliva with people they don't know. South Africans have behaved really well, and they are out here. It is, hey, listen, it's one of those times. It's one of those times. Spring is out. It is a beautiful time to be alive. Premier League football didn't happen this weekend. It was an absolute disaster. I tried to catch up on some TV, and TV is terrible without the Premier League. Simple as that. A man who may or may not have had the same experience, Senzo Satebe. How are you doing, pal? How was your weekend? What did you do? Was it a vibe? You Jawl, couple of Yagis, couple of brewskis. I mean, come, let's get into it here, pal. Oh yeah. I went to a nightmare of a braai. We'll talk about it. Yeah, it's, you know, I went to a nightmare of a braai, and we'll come back to you, Sens, now. But it's, I had a terrible braai situation. I mean, we'll talk about it throughout the show, but Senzo saying he had a decent time with his mates, Jägermeister flying, some beers flying. You know how it's going to go. Great to be here, by the way. Great to be here. Plenty coming up. Right, where I was right, where I was wrong. The Arsenal, social media, and in the end, the All Blacks. Are they trapped? We'll speak about that and much, much more. The MKT Show. Right on. Folks, I'm revolutionizing broadcasting. Because a lot of people are saying, hey, that's not how to bring back a show. Who pays this guy? You know what? The Apple iPhone at some stage, someone said, that's ridiculous, fam.
Do you know what it is? Those same people, they probably still use fax machines.
Yes. Somebody asked me for a fax number the other day. I nearly fainted.
serious?
I nearly fainted. And they live in Johannesburg.
Like, what are you doing?
Their office is in Hyde Park.
That guy probably sends, like, he probably writes it.
Well, no, that's sexist. That's sexist. It was a lady. Ladies work in business too. So that's very, very sexist of you. Is that what they're teaching at St. David's? I mean, what happened there? How come you just presumed it was a guy?
Not be baited.
So a little bit sexist there. St. David's, that's the sort of stuff they represent.
I really am not sexist.
Why did you presume it was a man? I mean, it was a lady. Even then, what is she doing working in the middle of Hyde Park with a fax number?
And then you say I'm a bad person. Anyway,
What are we doing there? A fax
Fax.
number?
thanks.
Yeah, that's where we're living.
But then again, Real Madrid did the same thing.
Oh, with the transfer. That's hilarious.
Or with someone, Edward Rousseau, he's going to lose his job.
Yeah.
Quick unplug.
No, come on, guys. We're not. Hey, we're not doing faxes.
Taxes, dog.
Come on, nah. But anyway, so a terrible event happened to me this weekend. Two, in fact.
Tell me about it.
So I wanted to get your opinion on this. I made the biggest mistake ever. I thought, okay, everyone's talking about it. I'm gonna get into it. Because I don't do pop music. I thought, okay, everyone's talking about Drake and everyone's talking about Donda, right? So I thought, let me give it a listen, right? Because I work in content.
I'm going to stop you.
It is the biggest load of
What?
tosh.
What?
So first of all, hold on. I'll let you have your say. Both albums. I'll tell you what it is. All right. I realized this weekend I'm aging. Is that I need to come to terms with something. Neither of them are. I'm not the target market anymore. It's 15 and 16-year-olds who will fill arenas. It's the music's not for me anymore. So I need to just accept that because first of all, the biggest insult in the world. I keep hearing people saying Drake and Kanye West are rappers. They never have been. They are pop artists from the beginning.
They're trying to transcend.
They're pop stars. They're pop stars. They have not killed the rap game. They've never been rappers, either of them. They're pop stars. Let's be very clear. When you have KRS-One and you have Kanye West, police. So whoa, hold on.
That's where you're wrong. Whoa, hold on.
I'm not doing Kanye West as a rapper.
Let me stop you right there. You see, that's the problem with you guys. You old heads.
Yeah.
You know what the problem is?
Yes.
You think it's still 1988.
Yeah.
Music has to evolve.
Sure.
So now that means
No, but you said
hold on.
I didn't say he's bad. By the way, you're hearing me say
No,
he's
you
bad.
You said his album was tosh, but Donda. Oh, I also know why you don't really like the albums. They're too long. 27 and 21
No.
tracks.
I don't mind that, dude. If you think that's long,
Okay.
listen. You need to listen to some hip hop from the '90s
But
where
also-
songs are 15 minutes.
But also, did you? So when you listen to a new album, do you hit it on shuffle?
No.
Do you
First
listen, you go chronological order.
Absolutely, because it's for me, albums should be it should be like poetry. It should be a sort of chronological or what we call serialized content, where you're taking me on a journey from one to whatever it was. So listen, I'm saying shout out to what they're doing. They're the two biggest pop stars in the world, which is not a bad thing, by the way. The Beatles were pop, so shout out to them winning the pop game. But
Michael Jackson was also pop.
yes, there's nothing wrong with being a pop star. I'm not, but they're not rap. They're not for me. And you know what? Shout out to both of them winning the internet. making all of the money, but the album and the music, absolute trash.
Did you see what Drake did?
No.
He released Kanye West's own song before Kanye West released it.
Oh, really?
So it was supposed to be his Drake diss track. Drake dropped Kanye West's own song before he did.
So there's lines in Kanye's camp somewhere. How did he get the audio? I mean, hey, shout out to them. Although Drake, you're a middle class Canadian kid. Like, let's stop trying to be hardcore.
I have a question.
Your life is fine. Yeah. Go
James
ahead.
has a question,
Yeah,
right?
let's hear it, pal.
So, what do you consider, or who do you consider to be a real rapper or real rappers?
In this day and age,
Yeah.
I don't really see it because I don't do American hip hop as well. I think there's a whole thing for me. So I think the day and age is gone. So like I said, I need to accept I'm just old. The music's probably good. I'm old. The music's not for me. Like, and also I do have to be honest. I'm not big on Jesus. The whole of Kanye of Donda is just about him realizing and finding Jesus. Like, do me a favor, pal. No, it's too much. It's disgusting. But
It's a sermon.
I mean, it's actually the story of how his mom died and the journey around that.
yeah, but why is Jesus in there? Like, my mom's gonna die. I don't need to hear Jesus tell me about it. Like, I'm sad when my mom's gonna die. But you know what? I like what Kanye has won at music. Drake has won is that early stuff you do it for them. Now that whole album's just him basically touching himself off. It's basically it's so self-serving, which I like, by the way. Artists, if you're an artist, sell out. This idea that you shouldn't sell out as an artist is stupid. The whole point is to make money. Like, stop idealizing this idea of the poor artist. I'm saying, by the way, both are brilliant pop stars. They are brilliant pop stars. My favorite artist is a guy called Damien Hirst, right? Conceptual artist. And he said the greatest art of today is marketing. And these two do it like nobody else. So the music, get out of here. The business side of what they do, I'm impressed by both.
old,
but
bro.
honestly, if I had the option, I wish I could have put my laptop in a scorching fire, so that I never have to hear both albums again.
Hey,
It'll
man,
never happen again.
Drake lives in a literal palace. I don't think he's complaining.
He calls his house the embassy.
Dude, the guy was middle class born. I don't know why this thing of thinking he's some yo discreet. Bro, you grew up in Canada. I lived in Canada.
That guy was wheelchair Jimmy, dog, in Degrassi.
Like, your life's been fine the whole time.
How do you know?
Because I've been to Canada and I lived there. His life.
Yeah, but maybe he lived in a trailer in Canada.
No,
there's
he
such
didn't.
thing. And there's no such thing. I've been to Canada top to bottom. There is no such thing in Canada. It is a socialist state.
So then maybe he lived under a bridge or something. I don't know.
No, that's true. People do take drugs in Canada.
Remember the other day we were having a conversation about how I'm tired of everyone's success story being like, oh, I came from nothing and now I'm everything. Maybe Drake also has the same success story, bro.
So you like Drake because it's like your success story. Yuppie. Oh my God. My real problems are my mom didn't buy organic mangoes. Let me tell the world about my struggles.
His
That's
real name
what's
is
happening.
Clarence. And Clarence lives at home with his two parents.
So shout out to you. Jimbo, we might as well, while you're in the show, I noticed you still have not had a haircut. So that was lies on the weekend. You maybe want to get into that. Why is your hair still a mess? Do you even care about yourself anymore? Does anybody love you?
I do have an explanation, right?
Oh.
And here it is.
Oh, God.
So I said to myself that on Saturday I was going to go get the haircut, do groceries, and
Well, you actually didn't say it to yourself. Remember saying it to people everywhere on the internet.
proclaimed it.
Including
I
me.
did
So
say
you didn't
that.
just
I
say
did.
it to yourself.
I did.
Yeah, you lied to us. Yeah.
I did do that.
Yes, you lied to
But
us. Yeah.
then I woke up on Saturday after many late nights of working for the last 2 to 3
my
weeks
goodness.
and decided I'm taking Saturday off.
Oh, my God.
I went to go get groceries, came back, and then did my beard.
Yeah.
And then I worked pretty much the rest of the weekend.
Okay, but how long's a haircut? You're already there.
But Mbulelo, you're missing the point. James, do you know if you don't feel good about yourself, what a haircut does for you? Oh, my boy. So you're actually denying yourself.
So, but I don't understand this. I'm not saying you need to perform life-saving brain surgery on a baby. I'm saying go and sit down in a seat where somebody puts a hot towel on your neck for 25 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Well, like, what? Is it just so exhausting to pick between which blueberries you should buy? Like, why are you too tired after shopping to get a haircut?
No, I did my beard myself, so it wasn't like I was already out of place. So this was me.
And who does your hair? Michelangelo, the 16.
It's a lady in the West Rand. We had this conversation.
No, I know we had this, but you said you were going for a haircut. So was your lady around this weekend? I mean, what's the story?
No, this was genuinely the first. This on Saturday was genuinely the first day I've had alone or off in a very, very long time, and I decided to cancel my plans because I can. So I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
So what about your barber that penciled you in?
Shout out.
That actually set aside a time to cut your hair.
So how does your barber work? Is it one of those places where you book ahead, or is it just you pitch up and hey, what's up, guys? James, you look terrible. Sit down.
A little bit of both. You can book ahead. You can just show up.
What did you
book
do?
ahead. I like what you did there.
What did you do? Did you book ahead or?
No, I didn't.
You didn't book ahead because
so I didn't leave any. If I had booked ahead, I would have gone.
All right, James, that hair is looking unbelievable. You're getting into mullet land there. Let's hold that shot there of James, because there it is, folks.
Mullet land.
We are becoming that guy now. Cap, mullet, expressing himself. The beard is rough. James, it's touching your neck, by the way. People can see it. You look dreadful. There's no way your classy lady wants to be seen with you, James. A haircut by next week, please.
Yes, Mom, I will.
Terrible. Unbelievable. All right.
You should tell the All Blacks the same.
No, well, the All Blacks are playing international rugby. James is sitting in a studio shopping at Woolworths, and it's exhausting for him. I mean, unbelievable. All right. You know what? There's no saving James. And for James's lady and his mom, I feel sorry for you. At the core, somewhere deep down inside, I want everyone to know James is an incredibly nice guy. It's tough to see with the mullet, though. Shout out to James, just living his best life. What it tells you is that James can't be left alone. He's not ready. And wow, alarm bells ringing in the Eastern Cape right now. All right, let's get to it. We are a sports show. Every single Monday, I tell you where I was right, where I was wrong. You've now met everybody in the back. Somebody with an incredible hairline called Welcome is going to get us going with some music. Unlike James, always on point. Let's get that music. Ladies and gentlemen, where I was right, where I was wrong. Where I was right, Cristiano Ronaldo will wear number 7. Listen, I said this is that Ronaldo is the biggest move now, probably in the world. He is the Premier League. Cristiano Ronaldo is the Premier League. I guarantee you that they bent the rules, even though there was a sub-clause in order for Cavani to move his number, but the Premier League took care of that. It's more than just football. It's the biggest asset English football has maybe ever seen in terms of economy. The great Cristiano Ronaldo in the number 7. I was dead right there. Where I was wrong, Australian rugby is not well run. Where they had a goth lady, I don't know if people remember, Miss Castle running it for a while, totally goth makeup, incredible stuff. It's become a shambles, and now they would lose to Grey Bloom's third team. It's embarrassing what happened on the weekend.
Wow.
All Blacks had 14 men for 20 minutes, and it was embarrassing. So, I mean, just ugly for everybody. Where I was right, Harry Kane fumbled it. Harry Kane fumbled it. It is an awful situation, but I called it from the beginning. So there wasn't hindsight with me. I said from the beginning, Harry Kane, what on God's green earth are you doing? This is not how to get your big move. All right, he fumbled it. Best of luck. Where I was wrong, I thought Harry Kane would fire his brother by now. That's what I thought would happen. You know what? He's failed on 2 fronts, right? His agent has failed on 2 fronts. I don't get more money, and I'm still tied into the same contract where I clearly don't want to be, and I didn't get my move. So now everybody hates me, and there's no benefit to the position I'm in. Like, fire your brother. It's unbelievable. Where I was right, Marina needs a statue. Maybe even, let's rename it Marina Bridge. Stamford Bridge, get that out of here. Marina Bridge. Because Saul Niguez is the upgrade. Now Jorginho can be a rotation guy. Because that's what he really is, right? It's fine in Europe, it's fine in international football where people are out on a Sunday walk. In the Premier League, they breeze by Jorginho. It was a big weakness for Chelsea. Saul Niguez, he goes box to box and just as good a passer, if not better, because he's got long range passing as well. So Chelsea are serious. I was right. They saw what I saw. Marina saw what I saw. Jorginho we need an upgrade from Jorginho, and it is here. Where I was wrong, Man United kept Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is still at Manchester United. There is a massive risk of losing him for free. I tell you what, in every negotiation, right? Every negotiation is about one thing: leverage. It doesn't matter. And I'm talking about real life as well. You must always have leverage, otherwise you cannot get what you want. No matter whether it's your partner, your parents,
Ask
it is
Harry
about
Kane.
leverage, right? Is Man United have no leverage left. Because Pogba will just say, I'm walking away, and PSG are going to give him 5% of an oil field. And then what? You're not competing with that. England actually cares about FFP. There's actually real rules. So there you have it. Paul Pogba, I was dead wrong. Where I was right, La Liga is an official joke. La Liga is an official joke. Number one, if you didn't see the Betis Real Madrid game, I had to turn off after 5 minutes. The pitch is waterlogged, and the camera angles look like they're shooting it with a Nokia 3310. Shout out to you if you know what that is, because you probably need a hip replacement right now. You're as old as me. But Betis, terrible. The other thing is, how did Barcelona as a situation happen? La Liga, are you not watching your assets? Come on now. Come on. Like, imagine Steve Jobs didn't check up on the designers of the iPhone back in the day. Shout out Steve Jobs. That's what happened. Is, hey, this is the only thing we're designing to put us past Microsoft. Don't worry about it. I'm actually going for swimming lessons. Like, it can't happen. La Liga, a joke. I'll tell you where I was wrong. The Bundesliga is an even bigger joke. I was looking at some of the numbers. Is Bayern Munich are going to win the next 15 league titles in a row. Like, they are going to win the next 15 titles in a row. Who cares? That's not a league. That's... Listen, I love Germany. It's got a special place in my heart. And I do support München. But the whole thing's a shambles now. It's a bigger joke than La Liga. And that makes me very, very sad to say. Where I was right, Kylian Mbappe is very serious about football. He's very, very serious about football. And I called it. I said he would want to leave. The Neymar thing was already a problem. Now you're bringing Leo Messi. You told me I was the star. Mbappe's serious. Is I want to win, I want to compete, and I want to be the star. And he's not up for this. He doesn't want a circus. He's going to go to Real Madrid. They're going to make him the star player, probably the highest paid player in world football. And that's going to be an awesome thing for him. He deserves it. He's told me he's serious because he's off. He's not up for this. We can't have this rotating circus. We want to build something. And PSG just ain't it. I was dead right there. Where I was wrong, we'll finish off on this. The NFL is back, folks. Cam Newton has no job. Wow, wow, wow. 2017, he was in the Super Bowl. It's not that long ago. Carolina Panthers let him go. I thought Cam would have a longer shelf life, but it's been a brutal career. He's not your classic 32-year-old. He's not. He's been bruised. He's been battered. He plays more like a defensive end than a quarterback. But folks, there you have it. And I don't know if there's a locker room in the NFL that can handle Cam Newton's personality as a backup. Now, the Cowboys have a situation. Cooper Rush isn't in it. Dak Prescott has 2 injuries right now.
Sure.
Jerry might bring him in. Listen, you wait till week 6 or 7. You see how Dak's going. And then we go there. But Bill Belichick is the coldest man out there. I didn't even think he'd be this cold. By the way, Cam, listen, whether you agree with vaccinations or not, folks, there are millions of dollars on the table, career and life-changing. Guess Cam doesn't need it. I guess, as the kids say, he got it like that. Cam Newton, I was dead wrong. Senzu, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's going to wear the number 7. I mean, I called that straight away. But
as you said, Brad, it's also breaking news with regards to Ronaldo. So they've told us the nitty-gritties of the deal between Juventus and Man United.
All right, the only human being on planet Earth that men actually care about. Sorry, ladies. Outside of on your wedding day, this is the only human being that guys care about for 9 months. Fabrizio, I make the pizza with the mama, Romano reports. Manchester United will pay 15 million euros guaranteed to Juventus for Cristiano Ronaldo signing, but in 5 years, over 5 years, 3 million per year until 2026. 5 different installments. You could have said that in one, in less sort of letters there, Fabrizio. Shout out to you, not needing a translator or anybody to help you. Shout out to Pride there. So he says MUFC 8 million euros add-ons are also included. 5 million euros potentially easy to reach. 3 million euros more complicated. It's one of the worst tweets I've ever seen. It doesn't really explain it well. Shout out to Fabrizio for not having anybody check his English there, but that's a good deal.
Yeah, he probably tweets in Italian and he hits translate.
That's what's gone on there. It's an absolute mess of a tweet there once you translate it to English. But you know what? When you've reached Fabrizio level, so who's he to explain himself to me?
Yeah, but then again, as well, coming back to your point, before Fabrizio,
made a mess of the English language. Right?
Yeah, he
what a mess.
He butchered George. I mean, CR7, you know, everybody wins in this situation if he was number 7.
Yeah.
Also, you can't be out here rolling around number 21. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, come on. Ronaldo is bigger than just Manchester United. Bigger, like I'm
He's a
certain.
business.
No, I'm certain somebody from the Premier League said, guys, okay, we like the Cavani thing. Just explain to him what needs to happen here, because you know what it is. This is now a collector's item. I believe they sold 33 million pounds within the first 12 hours or something like that globally. Something I read a stat like that.
Our market share also went up, and then it went up by like 5%.
CR7's a different
And
animal.
then it literally broke the internet. We couldn't like our webpage crashed.
Man United's
Yeah,
webpage.
it crashed.
See, you know what? We never do this. We don't appreciate enough what we've got, and we're going to miss it. People think Haaland, that's going to be hectic. And I think the last guy to be this underappreciated was Gerd Muller, right? The Obama, his numbers were these numbers. We're never going to see this in our lifetime again.
And not just from one player, two.
Guys, we need to be appreciative.
Two.
Shout out to guys in relationships who are triggered right now. Pretty sure they've heard from their girlfriend, I wish you'd appreciate me more.
And for the next 10 months, that's all they're going to be hearing.
That's true, huh?
10 months.
Yeah. That's tough.
Week in, week out.
I want to be appreciated more. Now, are you speaking about Manchester United, or are you saying guys in relationships?
It's always soccer.
It's always football, eh? It's tough. Listen, I said the combination of spring and how somebody else's partner is looking compared to your partner, so many relationships are going to break up. The Premier League is also not going to help that. That's going to be very, very tough. So thoughts and prayers to people like James. I'm not saying James is going to break up. He's in a relationship, but obviously, as you can see, he's still got a mullet, still hasn't shaved, and you know he told us on this show that his lady has kept up to her appearances. So I don't want to get too much involved in James' relationship, but people in his situation, shout out. 10% of relationships dead.
He's acting out though, James. I think this is a.
You think so, eh? Who's he angry at? Who, like...
Now you're asking the real questions. Because he's wilding now.
He's looking for someone's attention, eh?
You know what I mean?
He's
But
wilding.
he's doing a good job of getting yours. Because you invested in James.
Yeah.
And I like that. You care. But yeah, he thinks I'm trying.
Shout out to James. All right, James, whoever it is you're asking it for attention from, I hope they give it to you pretty soon. That hair is looking dreadful. Okay, well, on the other side, we'll talk a little Arsenal. And Edu had an incredibly interesting long-form interview. If you didn't see it, shout out Sky Sports. Looking forward to talking about that, the Arsenal, Edu, and much, much more on the other side. Good call. See, folks, a lot of people are going to say that again. Why are you bringing the show back like that? It's because you're living at 1855. This is what we're doing now. I'm not going to be a 3310.
But besides that, dog, you don't ask them, dog. It's not a suggestion. It's done.
People didn't know they needed the iPhone.
Until they needed the iPhone.
Yeah, I'm saying. Until Steve Jobs said, "Hey, let me take you."
Guys, what? You guys are still stuck in.
You know what I mean?
That guy was, yo.
Nobody. No, I would imagine nobody ever thought. You know what I need to do? I need the same thing to have all of my terrible Drake music and make a phone call. Nobody ever thought that should exist on the same.
Because
thing.
do you know? And that's so true because you remember when the iPod started changing?
Yeah, James had all of them.
Because the iPod was first that very cool retro thing.
Yes.
But it was as heavy as a Walkman.
Yeah.
And then it started becoming sexy and it lost weight, you know.
Slander.
Yeah, it got.
It went from BB Dub to Slander.
It got the facelift.
Yes.
And then it basically looked like an iPhone at the end.
Slander.
And then people were like, actually, iPod, get the hell out of here. Here's the iPhone.
Steve Jobs. Nobody's realized yet that I'm actually the Tesla of broadcasting. They're like, hey, Robert Marawa wouldn't do that. Like, yeah, but Rob Marawa is doing his own thing.
But we're not watching the other guys, you know what I mean?
I hear you, bro. Although he is a Hilton guy, and you got to give a shout out to...
Even worse. So
I know,
that's the reason we don't watch him.
Us, we are representing, obviously doing it for the Midlands. Shout out Rob, killing it everywhere, all the time, by the way. That was... Hey, that guy doesn't get enough credit either. Do you know what I mean?
He's the man, dog.
Rob... I think Carol will never get her credit as well.
Yeah, she won't get her flowers.
You know what Carol's genius is? Carol, is it Shabalala?
Yes, it is.
It is. It's not Manane.
It's Shabalala.
So she's Carol Shabalala. She doesn't get her credit because... So I speak for a living, so I know the different skills you require. Do you remember when she hosted, was it the FIFA Awards or whatever, with my man who never ages, the Spanish guy, whatever his name is?
Oh, Pinto.
Or Portuguese guy.
Yes, Pinto.
So Pinto, do you remember when she did... I don't know if it was UEFA.
She next level.
But what people don't realize is broadcasting and that are as different as cocaine and waffles. You know, they are that far apart. Is like that skill set that Carol has is next level. Plus, she does live. Carol does
Yeah.
live at the stadium.
Exactly.
That's a whole different skill set
Exactly.
as well. And she's doing it at the level. Like this, I have to be honest, and this hurts me to say it because I do love this country. I think she's the only one in the country who can do that.
You
Like,
reckon?
no, because Rob's the king broadcaster, right? Carol is unbelievable at all three. There's a few guys who are great at one and decent at other stuff.
Are we just talking purely sport?
No, of course. I don't care about anything else.
No, but guys, Bonang is also
okay.
she can, but like
That's not
anyway,
my
we're
world,
a
yeah.
we're a sports show, but yeah,
Oh, it's not my world. I don't know what Bonang
but like
does.
my man. But
She went to Brandale. Shout out to her, by the way. Same primary school as me. It's obviously went to school with all the legends.
it's you're actually right, because the thing is, like, she doesn't seem like she's ever out of her depth, like on the panel.
She's just
on the
brilliant.
Field. She is good, yeah.
I'm not big on she's brilliant for a lady. Like whatever. If you're good, you're good, right? Carol's just brilliant, but we'll never. South Africans, man. We have a legend. All right, breaking news. By the way, the best animators on Twitter. If you've seen their images, it is unbelievable. BR Football saying 38-year-old Frank Ribéry is set to sign for Serie A newcomers Salernitana, could be anything like that, with a medical expected on Monday, per Fabrizio Romano, who hopefully does do a spell check with someone who speaks English for his next tweet. Shout out Fabrizio there. Frank Ribéry. Senzo, your thoughts on Frank Ribéry? That's an interesting one, because I don't like to see legends being those
Go
guys.
out like this, no?
Because he's legendary, right?
Of course he's legendary, but I also don't like it because now it's just like,
No,
bruh,
man.
the race is run.
You know what it's like? It's kind of like,
Or maybe he just likes football, bro.
maybe he does, but go and do it in Qatar. You know?
Oh, yeah, I see.
It's like, I don't mind if
see.
my girlfriend breaks up with me. Just don't date my best mate, where I can see you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind if you go date some guy in Australia.
Out of sight, out of mind, eh?
And you have your family. I wish he'd just go to Qatar and do it there. Like, Frank Ribéry is one of the greatest wingers of modern day football. Forwards, actually. Or just footballers.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to see him, possibly get relegated. It's an ugly thing, eh?
But he must pack it in now.
It's
like,
ugly,
like
bro.
It's overkill now. Okay, we get it. You don't have to prove a point, dog. You're solidified. Like,
Although, like you said, that's a good point. Maybe he just loves football. Some people can't let go, Just can't let
they
go.
have attachment issues.
Hey, man, also, it is very nice to be earning, what will he take home? 40, 50,000 euros a week.
It's not about the money, though. He's probably made... He's made the bag, dog.
I've heard I've got enough. I've got too many shoes.
Yeah, but you can never
I've
have
got
too much
too many
money.
next door neighbors. I've got too many. I've never, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've never, ever heard Jeff Bezos say I've got too much
Too
money.
much money. But what is too much money?
I've never heard I've got too much money. That is one thing you can never have enough of. If Jeff Bezos has never said it, who am I to tell Ribéry that he's got too much?
I just had the funniest thought ever. Imagine Jeff Bezos saying, "Yeah, bro, I'm short."
Yeah, spot me at 20. Imagine Bezos speak.
I don't think that guy
he's so
carries
tight.
cash.
No. Imagine I love what you're saying there. Imagine he's so tight. Like, he's never paid for McDonald's. He makes his mates pay for McDonald's. And he's just that guy. Like, sorry, guys, I left my wallet at
I
home.
left my wallet on him. But I don't think that guy carries a wallet.
Who, Bezos? How do you think he's paying? He's got a chip in, or he's an alien anyway. So,
He probably
what do you
does
reckon?
have it.
He's just paying with his eyeball.
Bro, also, come on.
What's Bezos up to?
Come on, man, I'm good for it.
What is Bezos up to on a Tuesday afternoon?
He goes to space for a day. That's what he does.
Shout out. You've nailed it. Speaking of people in space, that's a great point. I'm not adding to that.
That's what he does. Couple of hours.
Imagine that life. Like, what are you up to this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go check out Mars.
Yeah. Good God.
Guys, I have breaking news. I know this is not my job,
Tell us.
and I couldn't get a tweet for it. Right? MKT, remember a couple of months ago, right? On the show, I did a segment where it was like the weirdest football injuries of all time. And there was that guy that was in the coma for 39 years.
Yes.
37.
39.
Whatever.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. At this stage, you guys are like those billionaires. It's like 54 billion or 90 billion. What does it matter?
The point is,
It's about ego.
He died today.
What?
Yeah.
In the coma?
It says Jean-Pierre Adams received anesthetic for a knee injury in 1982, which was only meant to knock him out for a couple of hours. He died after being in a coma for 39 years.
So he died in the coma?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, that's not the longest somebody's been in a coma.
No, wait, hold on. I want to know about this guy. Who paid for him to be in a coma that long? By the way, hospital beds are not free.
That's what I'm
And
thinking.
By the way, where's he from? France?
Yeah, so he was contracted to PSG at a point, if I'm not mistaken.
The oil field.
No, but in 1982, where PSG...
No.
They were 12 years old.
Hey?
They were 12 years old in 1982.
So, but tell me this now: is who's paying for that bed? Because, by the way, in South Africa, people don't realize how fortunate we are, even though our government hospitals are pretty much like living in a drain pipe, right? Unfortunately, it's just so disgusting what people have to go through. In France, if you think, right, that our hospitals are bad, their public hospitals, by the way, who's paying for that? Oh, yeah, a guy sitting on a, what's his name?
Jean-Pierre Adams.
That's a weird name for a French guy.
Sorry, how long was he in a coma for?
39 years.
So, oh wow, so he holds the record for being in the coma the longest because before.
I don't think that's a record someone wants to hold.
Well, again, yes, but like.
In fairness, I mean, it's not that much of a record. You are dead forever, so being in a coma really is just like being dead on Earth. So you know, it's not really a record.
But wait,
shout out to him. Thoughts and prayers to his family.
But wait, balance me here quickly. So they were supposed to give him an anesthetic, right, or something?
No, they did give him the anesthetic.
Oh, just to help him sleep, and then they gave him the eternal slumber, the long kiss goodnight.
Imagine you going to your coach, Bottas. Next thing you try and wake up 39 years later, you don't, and
his body had a bad reaction to the anesthetic that they had given him, and it was just for a knee injury that he had gotten through football.
So they killed him.
Well, you know, okay, that's Senzo Sitebe saying that. I cannot make that sort of accusation, but yeah, please go ahead. So you're saying it's murder?
I didn't say it was murder. Now we're going to.
You said they killed it.
I'm not. Yeah, you can kill somebody, but by accident, and you didn't murder them. I'm not a lawyer.
Homicide. I'm not culpable, or what do you call it? Culpable homicide.
Exactly. I'm not a legal eagle.
Premeditated murder.
No, that's when you really think about it. That's when you were.
Didn't you say it was planned?
No, because you ever imagine? I come to you. I say, "Hey, MKT, I've got a sore. I've got my head is sore. I've got a headache."
Yeah.
You give me a grandpa guarantee. Little did you know.
Listen, these things happen if you don't watch the NFL. Tyrod Taylor got a so it actually launched a new dynasty for them because they got a 6'5" nerd. By the way, a biology major. Justin Herbert he was the rookie of the year last year. He wasn't supposed to start. Justin Herbert comes on. Tyrod Taylor got a needle through the lung 5 minutes before the game because he was getting an anesthetic for his ribs. These things happen in medicine. Shout out to this guy. 39 years in a coma. Imagine being... Oh, okay. Let's run the situation. Thoughts and prayers. He's died. Okay, we respect that. That's awful.
You're going to do that thing again. Let's have it. Talk
to me about being his lady. Because now, especially if... Let's be real about it. Better looking people get more attention.
I can tell...
No, imagine being his lady.
Yeah.
Now, there's probably other people that go, oh, you're a saucy lady. I'd probably like to be in a relationship with you. What has she done? Has she just held on? Did he have a lady? Maybe he was a bachelor. I'm kind of disgusting for presuming he had a lady.
But then again, right?
Imagine having a crush on him. Imagine you had a crush on him. Imagine you just gone on a date the night before and you thought, imagine the lady who thought, and again, could be
These
guy.
things happen, eh?
Imagine she thought, oh, I'm set. I'm with a PSG footballer now. I'm quitting my job. Next day, his knee sore.
See on.
Boom. That's real life, hey?
No, that happens. So you just made it so morbid. It's like going to the army. You don't know if you're gonna see them again, and then.
I think more about his mom, dude. Imagine his mom.
His mom's probably dead now, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if he was in a coma and if he was old enough to be playing football in 1982 and was in a coma, I mean, how old would that make her, James?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Whether she's dead or alive.
Oh, it was a tragic experience for her.
Like, she doesn't know if
her son.
If she's dead, she doesn't know that her son never made it out the coma. If she's alive.
But like there was...
James, I never thought I'd say this to you in my whole life. That's a very good point. Because my mother has said to me, her nightmare on earth is having to bury me.
I think it's any mom's nightmare.
Well, I don't know your mom.
No,
especially after the things you've said about her. I don't know what she thinks about you.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'll tell you right now.
I'm just saying, James. You know what I'm saying, dog? You've said yeah. So, all right.
Wait.
Yes, Senzo.
So, if, let's say, this hypothetical situation.
Okay.
Your mom is 90.
Yes.
Or she's 100.
Yes.
Or she's 110. You're 80. Really, she won't be that cut up if you die at 80.
No, but I think a part which James was trying to highlight is that for 39, so let's say even if it was for 15 years of her wondering whether her son will live or die, that's pretty tough for a mom.
But also, I was also thinking about this. Also, I don't think I'm gonna sound very cold, but like, also he's better off because like, do you know how much of your life you've missed? 37 years. Like, there's a lot of things you don't know how to do.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Because there was someone, I think I read this in the Guinness Book of World Records, that somebody went into a coma when they were 6.
Yes.
And they came out of the coma when they were 43.
That's too much.
You see, so you probably can't even speak.
To your point there, it's a great point. And I've said this before, right? Is one of the reasons I cannot stand most funerals is that people make it about them, you know? Like, people always come, I want to cry. What about me? Like, excuse me, somebody has just passed. Have some respect. It's not about you, but people can't do that. Who kept this guy alive for 39 years and why? After year 17.
Yo, you're even going to 17.
No, I'm just saying, like, okay, clearly somebody wants...
Okay, so update.
All right.
And it probably answers your question.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so first of all, he was 33 when he went into his coma.
Okay.
He died at the age of 70. Just think about that, right?
That's
so
wild. 37 years. 37.
Nah, so...
Okay, but carry on, James. Let's hear all the facts.
Adams and his wife, Bernadette, were married in April 1969, had 2 sons, and then, he went into hospital in 1982.
So that's 13, what's that, 13 years later, he was in hospital after they got married, probably the best day of her life. Little did she know that.
But at least she had time with him.
13 years.
Considering the circumstances.
It's a brutal situation for her. Like, at that stage, it's just like... And also, what if... it's hard because you want to move on with your life. And she pops down, she lives in France, Foulet Fafa, or whatever they do, getting a artisanal bread. Hey,
Maybe like one of your French girls, that whole vibe.
Yeah, like, hey,
Jean-Jacques,
oui, whatever. And
croissants and stuff.
And
I feel sorry for the kids.
Why?
The hope.
The kids don't know anything.
The hope.
The kids don't know anything.
The hope. The hope. The hope that kids...
Listen, it's brutal. All right, well, shout out to his family and however they make it through that. That is not a situation
painful.
I'd wish on anybody.
So every year we must celebrate your birthday.
Ugly. Statue, PSG.
Hey, you see...
Not.
Come on.
They
might as well retire the jersey then.
Listen, we saw Christian Eriksen, who is fine, by the way.
He can walk, talk.
He's completely alive. We turned him...
And conscious.
No, we turned him into the Danish Jesus Christ, and he's alive. He's very alive. He's fine and still living an upper middle class life.
Didn't they give them like the FIFA Fair Play Award?
What is that? What is that? FIFA, what are we doing? Come on, Oaks. Christian Eriksen, breaking news, is fine. Imagine what we did for him. This guy probably statue PSG. I'm predicting it right now. Okay, you guys said I was crazy about the Ronaldo thing.
So now you've set a whole precedent.
Yep.
Because now...
Well, I don't... How many people are going to have a 39-year coma?
No. But if he gets a statue...
Yeah.
When he wasn't there, when he basically did... Just because he wore a jersey for a certain amount of time, you know what Zlatan's going to say.
No, man.
Give me one the size of the Statue of Liberty.
No. He must...
But you know what Zlatan is like, because he's the record goal scorer. No, there's Cavani now.
Yeah.
So then Cavani's going to say no, but like, you see, don't, bro.
No, you see, your problem is that you got a Western liberalism is, you know what those Qatari guys say? Say, if you don't leave... No. If you don't leave this building right now, we will have you leave, and in fact, we'll take that money back. Because those guys don't play. This isn't Australia where your opinion matters. The Qatari, listen,
dictatorship.
Those people don't play like us. That's why you mustn't come and play there. So Zlatan can relax. Go back to Sweden with your beautiful wife and play with your kids, Maximilian and the rest. The PSG, we up to business. All right, listen, let's talk about the Arsenal. All right, shout out to that gentleman, 39 years in a coma. I mean, good Lord. Now, some people may say dating some people for 39 years is like being in a coma. It's just as horrible. So, there's
just
people
prove
going
the
through
stereotype,
that.
though.
Yeah.
They only miss you when you're dead or gone, eh?
I told you.
And you'd never heard of this guy before.
Give people flowers while they're still alive. All right, let's move on. I think that's enough death talk. Edu had an incredible interview. And I just want to tell you my thoughts. You know, in business, just as in life, by the way, is that when you stand still in business and in life, is the rest of the world doesn't wait while you're figuring your stuff out and you're doing your internal stuff. The rest of the world doesn't wait. I know it feels like that because everyone is self-centered. Not just me, everybody's self-centered. People are just good at pretending they're not. But everybody's self-centered. The world doesn't stop because you're going through stuff with your girlfriend and you can't come to work today. It doesn't stop. That's not how the real world works. If you don't believe me, go and look up a company, Nokia, BlackBerry, Kodak. Yeah, go and ask them what happens when you stand still and there's some nerd from America who only wears turtlenecks around. Ask Nokia what happened. Because they stood still, they got comfortable, and they thought, nah, never us. Because it's never you, right? How many friends you know? It'll never happen to me. Listen, Edu, the rebuild, and Edu spoke of, we signed 2 players essentially last season. We made 7 signings, he says, with re-signing Bukayo Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe and the 5 signings this year. It was a beautiful interview. But I thought to myself, this legend of a footballer is crazy. Because let me tell you what, and he said, they are laying a foundation at Arsenal. We are laying a foundation for the future at Arsenal. So I want to tell you what the foundation looks like. Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Ben White. Yep. Right? So that's the foundation, and I think very, very nice. It's a cute thing. Right? But what you've forgotten is that because for 15 years plus you stood still, by the way, some guy popped over from Russia, right? A bunch of guys popped over with some oil and said to the Premier League, how are you feeling? France, how are you feeling? Do you like oil? Do you like money? Do you like any of those things? Michel Platini, what are your thoughts on a Villa? Falca, what are your thoughts on a Villa? That's what happened. I just want to give you the foundation at other clubs who have been exquisite for 15 years. Man City have Phil Foden, Torres, Jesus, Grealish, and Rodri in that age bracket. None of those Arsenal players are better than that. Plus, City have been ahead of you. All right, I'll tell you about Man United. They've got a guy who will feed every single child on planet Earth by the time he dies. Shout out Marcus Rashford. Sancho, Greenwood, Shaw, McTominay. Name one of those England players who are better than those Man United players. The Arsenal players that are better than those United. Rashford, Sancho, Greenwood, Shaw, McTominay. That's that 23 to 26 bracket. That's fire. I don't care who you are. That is fire. I don't care how much you hate Manchester United, right? At Chelsea, Reece James, Christensen, Chilwell, Pulisic, Havertz, and you can put Timo Werner in there. And come on now.
It's lit.
Other people are laying foundations too. So for Edu to try and sell that line, and by the way, how do you catch up now? Because let me tell you a real thing, right? Is that you could say, oh, okay, you get a genius manager. Is there a better manager in the world than Klopp, Tuchel, and Pep right now? Now, Man United have better youngsters, so they've already got that over you. We don't even know what Mikel Arteta is. I'm just saying what I see. Reece James, Christensen, Chilwell, Pulisic, Havertz go to Arsenal. Everybody in that position, sit down, all of you. Rashford, Sancho, Greenwood, Shaw, McTominay, they go to Arsenal and they start immediately. They're not in the squad. They're not bench warming. Stop it. Foden, Torres, Jesus, Grealish, Rodri enter Arsenal are the stars. So what do you mean you're laying a foundation? Because clubs that have been outstripping you for 15 years are laying a foundation for a next generation on top of Jorginho, on top of Saul, on top of Conte, on top of Mendy, on top of Azpilicueta, when your experience is actually Ben White, is Rob Holding.
Aye.
So for Arsenal fans, I just wanted to say, this club is doomed. And people always say, it'll never happen to me. Newcastle said the same thing. We're too big to fail. Like, Senzo, I don't know if you've seen the interview, but I was astounded by what I was
You must send it to me. But you said something very key, and you nailed it on the head. You nailed it on the head. Arsenal are laying a foundation. Those other clubs aren't laying a foundation. They're reinforcing. They're reinforcing. They didn't wait for it to be broken down completely. They said, okay, look.
Well, like
gradually.
People think I hate Arsenal, but when I heard that, I thought, this club is doomed. Like, what is this guy talking about?
But the thing is, you even speaking about Leeds and like, I mean, Newcastle. Guys, look at Leeds.
They're a massive football club.
What happened to Leeds?
Nottingham Forest are massive. They've never recovered.
Aston Villa, guys.
Massive 2-time
They're
Champions League.
doing the Jomo Sono, yo-yoing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now they found a bit of stability, which is cool to see. But that's the thing. Arsenal, like, I don't know. Arsenal, the pieces to me, they don't make sense.
I don't get it.
They don't make sense because you've outspent everybody in England. But you know, like in comparison to them, you haven't improved.
No, you're the worst team in the Premier League.
Well,
I'm not
fact.
saying that.
No. Even the table will tell you.
After 3 games as well, so it's not like one game where you
They
played
haven't
Man
even
City.
scored a goal, bro.
No goals, -9 point.
There is
-9.
0.
And you spent 100. Listen, Edu went on to say we haven't seen the whole team play, but we've kind of got the flavour of what you are, right? Man City, we saw in the first game against Tottenham, who Tottenham are very, very good. We can see that under Nuno. Is Man City had 5 or 6 out, and that was a helter-skelter 1-0 to Tottenham.
But Arsenal also dropped the ball, like, with that whole situation. Must I tell you how? Where did Patrick Vieira go? He went to Man City to kind of, like...
No, yeah, and then he went to, you mean playing or?
Like, you know, like in a...
Yes, he did that.
in
And
the
then they
capacity-
sent him to New York, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
If Arsenal are smart, they say you,
Well, you saw
director of football, because I'm sure he can do a better job than Edu. What's like...
Well, you saw what happened with, I don't know if you've heard Tony Adams' interview. He said Wenger didn't want anybody who would challenge his authority at the club. He got rid of everyone who would challenge authority because people were asking Tony Adams, why are you not at Arsenal? And he said Arsene Wenger doesn't want that around.
But understand, Wenger's gone. Wenger's gone.
Yeah.
You can't... Okay, yes, maybe you were late to diagnose the problem, right? But like, still, no.
Here's the thing, right? Is I do try and say this to people, and my mom says I need to let people live. Let me use an example everyone can understand. Have you ever spoken to someone who has gained grotesque weight? Because people always say, yeah, but at 15 kilograms, at 25 kilograms, at 35 kilograms. Once you're in bad habits,
It's hard to break out.
those hooks are so deep. Mediocrity, in fact, I should say it the other way. Arsenal are mediocrity now. So it's not that mediocrity has become Arsenal. Arsenal have become mediocrity, and bad habits are impossible to break. Ask anyone who smokes, ask anyone who's, you know.
And that myth of it only takes 21 days to break a bad habit is absolute garbage.
Stop listening to people with crystals and material ankle bracelets. It doesn't take 21 days. That's a bunch of
Pinterest
Instagram
quotes.
nonsense. Yeah.
Pinterest quotes.
Stay away from people with crystals, enneagrams, or isangoma, or any of that nonsense. Please stay away from them. Grow up. 21 days to break a habit.
That time you've been smoking for 40 years.
Dino. Oh, man, come on. Arsenal is doomed.
They are.
I love it.
But you know what Arsenal are doing? And they were watching their highlights while the game is still on.
I know what you say. In case I choose to England.
But Kaizer Chiefs have a funeral plan policy
Oh,
to fall back on.
nobody's thought about this. Let me quickly tell you what Kaizer Chiefs are doing. That's a good point. Kaizer Chiefs are so smart. They're thinking ahead of the game. In every business, you need an exit strategy. So what Kaizer Chiefs are doing, they're selling funeral policies to build the coffin that they're going to bury themselves in. It's so smart.
Yeah.
It's a bulletproof business plan.
It's rock solid because we stress our fans. We
Yes.
give them a heart attack, but no, don't worry, they're covered.
And we are also covered when we officially die as a football club.
Abafana Boktuna Nokolo, you'll rest in peace.
In peace.
Rest assured, you'll rest in peace.
RIP Arsenal Football Club, RIP to Arsenal. You are both absolutely dead. It's unbelievable how dead you are. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to talk some social media, see what Senzo and the young people have to say on the gram, as they say. Remember, the podcast is available, cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. If you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. The MKT Show. See you in a bit. You deserve the joy of watching this show. You made this call, and you deserve everything that you get from this great, great call that you've made. This is the MKT Show. I'm called MKT. This is a massive trophy, by the way. It's not the biggest one I've got. It's just that the set is small. So, winners win.
See, the way you brought it back there.
Winners win.
You deserve to be here.
Yeah.
You made a great call. See?
Now, the question is, do I get a statue while I'm still alive? Because I'm redefining broadcasting as it stands.
I'll build you one, don't worry. We're working on it.
I don't want one as bad as those Man City ones. I don't know if you've seen how terrible those are.
But it's Man City.
Vincent Kompany's one.
The mediocre that is displayed there. They can't even fill their stadium. So, like, they need to put bumps on seats first.
Yeah.
Then they can worry about putting statues and stuff. Like, let's put bumps on seats first.
No, totally with you there. I mean, so I wanted to tell you about a situation that happened on the weekend.
Yes, you were.
A continuation of previous sort of utterings from this show. I went against my own policy. I went to a braai, a barbecue, if you're international.
Yeah, but
it was just Black Oaks, bro. And it's a problem because I keep telling people we need each other. Is that massive swimming pool, guy lives in an estate, no intentions of swimming, no, you know what I mean? Because black guys just want swag, right?
But what do you always say? You see, you're good at giving advice, but you never take your own advice.
Let's hear it.
You said you don't trust flair guys.
Yeah, I don't.
It's the character.
It's with so it was a terrible mistake. I mean, the meat itself was good, but I'm old now. Like I'm used to standards where it's meat and salad, and the salad's delicious as well. Guys are just
they complement each other.
So it was a good situation. Nice to see some of my friends, suns out, buns out, or whatever, you know. But never again. I'm going to start probably asking for a roster. Who's coming? And I'm going to separate it. Tick the box of race because we need some black people, some white people.
But besides that, even if there were no white people, right?
Yeah.
Were there at least people of the opposite sex?
Not really, no. No, but white guys get into the crouton salad thing, like
because they chicks in there. That's why.
We need each other.
No, because it's cheat day, boy.
No, as black people, we need to realize that we were raised by certain fathers. Like, we're not there yet. We first generation middle class. It's not natural for us to go shopping for the steak.
But I've said, the number one killer of black people is umswanko.
Umswanko, boy.
We overswagulate as black people.
So I was at this thing. I was like, oh, there's a pool. Yeah, too much. So we back like so yeah, I just wanted to share that trauma with you.
And I know how. Guys, this guy's the most. But the thing is, you're not difficult. You just you like order. And the thing is, you're the captain of your own life. So shout out to you.
Yeah. So it's never happening. Like, I love my friends, the guys I was with, whatever. That was awesome. I've seen you once. I'm never ever coming again if it's just black guys in the crew.
What, you're going to bring your.
No.
Pack lunch.
Are there white people coming? But I also don't want, like I said, a swimming gala.
You sound like Uncle Ruckus right now.
So, well, sorry. Like,
not sorry.
Am I wrong? You know the black people want to just show you swag. Plus, it's been a while. Nobody's seen my new Jordans or whatever. I maybe want to take a swim. So, sorry. I'm not going to apologize for that. But we need each other because, again...
So what if you're a vegetarian?
Imagine. There's no ways. Imagine if I had a new girlfriend. She's a vegetarian.
Oh, inconvenience. Now your girlfriend's hacked with you. And now she's going to complain because ulambile. And she's hangry now.
No.
And you know when you're hangry, you are unplayable. Now your mates think your girlfriend is difficult. Basics.
So it's not like we are who we are, right? Mia san mia, as they say in Bavaria.
Yes,
is
sir.
that I only have one spring and one summer left. I'm going to be asking from now on, I'll send an email with a spreadsheet already. You can digitally tick. I want to know the spread: Indian people, black people, white people, and we need. I need a 33% split between everybody. Otherwise, it's going to be a mess.
Equal.
Well, the representation means that there'll be salad. Somebody will have an aux cable, like some.
Yeah,
like,
everybody
it's
plays their part, eh?
Whereas if it's just black guys, swag. By the way, have you seen my new car? Paul, I don't care about your new car. I don't care about your new car.
I'm hungry.
You know what I mean? I mean, I love my friends, but we have our limitations. So shout out to me never going to a fully black pool party ever again.
But like now, you know, we joke about this vegetarian thing, but some people don't eat meat because of medical reasons. So now...
As I want are we ready? I don't think we're ready because we're still stuck in... Yeah. So no, no, guys. You know what? I also don't like to pretend I'm from the street, guys. I grew up in Fourways. What must I do? I grew up in Brighton.
Do you know where these things get lost? Like in a braai.
Yeah.
After alcohol has been purchased,
yes,
there is nothing constructive being purchased after that. That's why they say you must end off with the alcohol.
Yes. Maybe go shopping with your girlfriend. It's actually, I've realized now where great girlfriends fill in is that she's going, even if she's not coming to the braai, go shopping with her.
It's like when you get like when you purchase your first property or you move out of home,
yep,
you have to take your mom first time.
Yes.
Because you're not going to buy domestos. You probably think you just lie on your bed and no, the linen doesn't just automatically come like that.
Speaking of which, speaking of linen, Senzo has just brought up a great point. James, now, great point. That is such a great point. James, you still, all right, let's give some context. James Ilsley has no idea what size his bed is at home. And let me tell you what this complicates it. For some of you who may not have ever moved out of home, you may not know, but beds come in sizes. There's a single, there's a 3/4, there's a double, there's a queen, there's a king. And the king and the queen come in extra length, which I said to James the first day I met him is, do you sleep on an extra length bed? He said he didn't know what that was. Jimbo, have you figured out the size of your bed yet? Have you bought any new linen? Are you still sleeping on linen your mom left from when you were 16 at St. Stithians College?
Okay, one question at a time. What was the first one?
So the size of your bed, have you figured that out yet? So you still haven't been shopping. What it tells me is you still got the same linen. A 24-year-old man, by the way, James, good guy, bright guy.
You don't change your linen?
Figured out after. I mean...
No, not in that context.
Yeah, no. His mum left enough linen. I mean, when she left him, she thought, sure, thank Jesus, I'm leaving him behind and just take everything. She knew.
But why are you surprised by that answer? This is a guy that said, no, I'm going to book a haircut. But no,
he's a liar.
I didn't book a haircut though. I didn't book it.
And it shows.
You sounded like you were you're prophesizing the second coming.
No, there was conviction there.
There was, like he said.
I think you guys just took it way too seriously.
I will no. I will quote
just a haircut.
I will quote one James Ilsley. Guys, the flat cap isn't staying.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to it because on Friday you won't see it again.
On Monday, yeah. Because he said that on Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
So, James, either you're a liar or Senzo's a liar there. So, I mean, I do remember you saying remember the flat cap is going, big talk. You said it with your chest. I mean, maybe your thoughts there.
Why are we so invested in my hair?
No, well, it tells me what you think of yourself. You know, if you don't think you deserve a haircut, how are you ever going to be on time for work? How are you ever going to treat my stuff well? It's a good symbol, don't you think? Like, how you look tells me what you think of yourself. Also, you're my pal. I'm worried about how you feel. You know, if you're letting your hair become trailer trash, I got to worry about that because you're a classy guy raised by a classy woman. And I have to address that. Clearly, nobody else is. Clearly.
But we've seen this movie before.
I want to hear what James has to say.
I'm speechless.
So you're spitting in your mom's face. You just don't care about it. She's worried, you know, mullet. He's becoming that guy. This is what I fear.
Business at the front, party at the back.
So, James, your thoughts on... What's your mum thinking now? Have you ever put yourself in a position where it's not about you? Have you ever thought, what is that woman who absolutely killed herself for 25 years as a woman in corporate with disgusting men probably making the most horrible sexual advances towards her for 25 years, but she's probably like, I don't care. I need my son to be in the best school in the world because one day he's going to grow up, get a haircut, pitch up for work on time, and get it. And then this, folks, this is what happened. Just your thoughts, James, on your poor mother.
Hey, bro, I spoke to my mom this weekend. We had a good conversation. We're in a good place. I think you guys are just adding spices where it doesn't need to be added.
Now, James, let me tell you something. In my 20s, I was a drunken delinquent. My mother at no stage stopped saying, I love you. Mothers will always tell you they love you. She's putting the phone down, tears, just waterfalls. Like, what has he become? What kind of monster? Like, have you ever thought about it that way? What's happening after the phone call? Because your
yes.
mom, what do you think your mom's going to say?
And I have had a conversation about certain things with my mother like this. And we've both said, I could have turned out a lot worse. I could have been...
He's right there.
I could have been maybe a drug dealing alcoholic.
But you are the El Gringo.
Now, James, I tell you what, I know that sounds like a compliment. You could have turned out a lot worse. But what she's saying is, I can see where it's headed. And, you know,
She's dropping a hint.
she's kind of, okay, this is what it is. If I say anything, it could get lower, is what she's saying. She's not saying she's happy. She's saying...
No, but she's not, though, because you guys like to think you know,
Yeah.
but you don't. Because that one time I called my mom Michelle, everyone lost their damn minds.
All right.
Right?
James, can I be honest with you? Because I'm older now, so my mom speaks to me in a different way. Every single day, your hair looks like you've just bought a trailer park home. Is a piece of your mother's heart breaking and thinking, that's not the boy I raised. But she can't say anything. Because you know what happens is people like you sulk, you stop phoning her, you stop sending news about how work's going. Like, that's what's going to happen. And your mom will take the 10 minutes you can now give her. Because you know what's happening in your life now. By the way, I've told you this before, and I'm happy to tell you again. Your mom right now is going, oh my goodness. Obviously, your lady's fantastic. We know that. She kept up her workout routine. She's brilliant. She lived on the farm, blah, blah, blah.
He's acting
Is
out.
that your mom's going, I'm already losing him in that department. He never phones me anymore because he's got a lady. Shout out to you, James, getting a lady, by the way. That's awesome. That's great news. But she already feels like she's losing you, and now you've become mullet guy. That is just... I mean, you might as well just put an arrow through her heart.
There's no mullet. You're over exaggerating.
No, it is. It is. It's,
James,
becoming party at the back.
Just
my
give
man.
us a side profile there, James. You can turn a little bit to your right. Just a little bit to your right. Folks at home, if you're not watching on YouTube, James says there is no mullet. Take a look.
Business at the front, party at the back.
James, it's touching
Your collar.
your back.
It's touching your collar, dog.
The thing is, you are so self-centered, you can't even feel it. It's touching your back.
I know how we debunked this whole thing.
Go ahead.
This vibes thing. First, this vibes thing, it must fall. Because this is what vibe gets you.
We left him. But, James, also, I think something you're not taking into account is when your mom left, she thought, you know what, I've probably done a good job. Because I'm a lady who's willing to sacrifice 25 years. He's been watching. Look how hard I work. I keep it together. Straight.
to box.
Boom. Crash, boom, bang. Nothing's ever going to take me off. And then she left. And then it's just flat caps, swag vibes, and mullets. I mean, shout out to, I'm not going to say your mom's name, but shout out to her. And just, you know, in Gasperi, in English, you might say strength. Strength to her, James.
Spirit.
Just, it's unbelievable.
You guys were young and stupid once too. You know that, right? Like, that was a thing.
No, sure. I'm not saying that, but now I'm aware. It is my duty to pass on my drunken debauchery and go, bloody hell, is that what it was doing to my mom? Let me stop James from doing it. But you're saying, hey, just like with the romantic advice, MKT, get the hell out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. I need to put my mom through the grinder because she needs to know what it's like to be 25 and have real problems, like not knowing the size of my bed. Is that what you're saying?
I'm 24 and I live alone. Like, I'm still discovering how to be an adult, bruh. You think the haircuts are the biggest thing in my life?
Oh, yes? Tell us more. Yes.
James, if your mom watches this show, this is the scariest moment of her life. Because she lives 1,200 kilometers away. This is the type of guy now, imagine he breaks his arm at home. He lives by himself. Oh, where's my medical
This
aid
is a
card?
guy that doesn't even know how the dimensions of his bed.
James, is your medical aid card in your wallet? Or is somewhere...
No, it's in my wallet.
I don't believe you. I'll be honest
But
with you.
also-
I do like you, James. I think you're an incredible human being, but I don't believe you for a second.
You know, when you were saying to James that, you know, your mom probably thinks she's in good hands, that it's time and whatever.
Yeah.
It's basically like what Sir Alex Ferguson did with Man United.
With Moyes, yeah.
So James is moising the game.
You know what happened? James, I'm not empathetic enough. So I don't know if you know, James's brother, best human being, I probably hired the wrong Ilsley because his brother is a teacher, moved to Vietnam, so teaching kids in Vietnam in a poor country, and he's doing his master's, I believe, in teaching.
That's responsibility.
Not only that, James's brother's engaged, so my man's out here living that life.
So not only am I going to live very far, I'm going to live in a country where they don't speak the same language as me.
Yes, so I'm
I'm going to teach their children
English. And I'm also bringing a lady with me who I'm engaged. She's a teacher, so we're co-great people. You know what? I'm not being sensitive, James. The standard was too high, and I understand. Because you know what happens in a family is if one person is brilliant and it's the best and actually cares about his mother and actually all of the rewards she gave him, he maximizes, the other one's going to go, what about me? I'm not getting any shine.
So it's like...
Middle child. James, are you middle child? Hey.
Oh... That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the face.
There lies the problem.
James, that's my problem. I haven't acknowledged that you're a middle... He's displaying symptoms.
But I told you, he's acting out.
All right, James, good luck with your psychological process there because that's going to be tough. And honestly, thoughts and praise to your mom. Thoughts and praise to your mom, just incredible. All right, let's move on from James's psychological flaws. A man has just walked in with a Kaizer Chiefs shirt, by the way, into the studio.
Which is bad.
It's absolutely disgusting.
But both of them, one's wearing a Liverpool jersey, one's wearing a Kaizer Chiefs jersey. Birds of a feather flock together.
I can live with Liverpool. I cannot. Kaizer Chiefs, an absolute mess. That gentleman has just really derailed the show. All right, Senzo, let's get into social media.
Speaking of social media, James, in the comment section, people were nice enough to give you a recommendation for a cut.
Yes.
Like to say, okay, we'll start from the bottom. Chiskop, Lituari. And I said this last week.
Who said that?
Your namesake, Mbulelo Calvin.
What's he saying?
He said, yeah, James, haircut. Recommendation equals Chiskop.
Chiskop.
Done. We'll take it back.
Yeah. All right, James, I just need you to get that message quite clearly, that what a Chiskop is. James, you ever heard of Chiskop? All right, what's a cheese cop? Because I want to be crystal clear on this one before I let it go.
I'm not 1000% sure of what the actual style is,
okay.
But I have heard of it before, and I know it's a haircut.
Okay, so cheese cop is so that is like a glass table. That is everything must go kind of like when people rush for TVs on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Everything must go,
okay.
Paul. What that does, James, is it takes it out of your hands. Your hair won't be terrible for another month and a half or so. Unlike now, every 2 weeks, shambles.
I'm good, thanks.
All right.
You see,
no, but he doesn't take advice. It's typical, James.
No suggestions. People aren't forcing you. They say just consider the suggestion.
James, you saw what happened.
Just weigh up your options.
You know what the problem is? Shimmy came here on Friday and he gave him people like James like advice that they already like. Is James? He doesn't want to hear anything.
And then Shimmy came and validated his
exactly.
So now he's just saying, yeah, you see, I told you guys.
Yeah, you guys are wrong.
Oh, whoa. Let's take one step back.
Go ahead.
Okay, both of you bought into that advice on Friday.
I did not.
Like it was the greatest advice.
No, I did not. I said, and check the tape. I said, James, I know it feels like Shimmy's helping you, but I said I'm hard on you, and I said to people, you know what I'm like? I'm like penicillin. You'll hate me when you take me, but when the headache goes away,
when you take me.
When the headache goes away, you'll go, damn, that guy.
But you were right though, because the thing is, he had no ideas. You try to, give him romance 101.
No, can I tell you what the thing is? James says he doesn't want to take my ideas on because he wants his own ideas.
He doesn't have any to begin with.
And even worse, your current ideas are not working.
They stink.
Your current ideas are not working, Paul.
Do you know James?
You got your mother who just moved to the Eastern Cape, stressing, and she's got a posturepedic bed, and she knows what size her bed is. She's tossing and turning, and now her husband, who runs a restaurant, by the way.
But she needed that bed because James was stressing her out, and she said that's a moment of peace.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's the only moment of peace. Because you know what my mother has said to me, and people like James won't know this. My mom always said the following: a mother is only as happy as their unhappiest child. So I know what James's reply is going to be.
Hey, those are bars.
Yeah, but my brother's doing well. No, James, you're the bottom. James,
you're the bottom.
Greatness is not determined by how high the best is doing. Great elite institutions, Oxford, Manchester United back in the day, Chelsea today, Man City. It's not about how high your ceiling is. How high is the floor? So your levels determine your mom's happiness. And now, I mean, you're in the gutter because your brother's gymming now. He's killing it at school. They're probably out there doing flick flacks on the beach every day. And here's James just living that life.
So I'll speak to you in lingo you'll understand since your vibes. So you know what the streets say? They say you're in the mud, cuz.
You're in the mud, cuz. Anyway, that's James. He doesn't care. That's fine. We'll move on from him. Senzo,
I
what we got?
like to think I've made quite an effort this month already, right?
What
By being alive.
By being healthier with my life choices, right?
No, that's fair. I mean, listen, you know what I am? Stern but fair. So I'll acknowledge that. Yes, that's one. Go ahead.
No, don't.
Yesterday and this whole weekend, all I snacked on, right, was peanuts, okay? And all I had for dinner last night was a salad, okay? Then the night before, it was clean chicken with salt and pepper.
Let's go,
I'm proud
Jimbo.
of myself currently.
Me too.
No, this guy's stressed.
No, but hold on, James. See, you think I just want to hate on you. I'm also proud of you on that. But you don't say, look at this car I built. I put the wheels on. I put the mirrors on. I put the doors on. And then I get there and there's no engine. You got to do the whole thing.
Yeah, but guys, just, give me a couple of dubs here and there, you know?
Okay, I'm with you, James. And shout out to your mum. Oh, how much medicine is James's mum going to need? And she's probably a clean living person, you know what I mean?
She's got the seed. I'm sure after that call, she probably switches the phone off, leaves it at home, and goes for the longest walk.
Just the crashing waves. So you ever had a black mother be disappointed in front of you? And you go to the bathroom and you can hear what she's saying.
Hi. So
That's the one. James. I mean, obviously your current relationship, you're going to get married and be together forever, but shout out, who knows, you might, I don't know, stuff happens. You obviously don't cut your hair. Your lady might go, I've got better options. I'm just saying what could happen is if you do ever marry a woman of color, particularly Zulu or Xhosa, if you ever hear in your vicinity, says that team.
But it won't get to that point. Because Xhosa woman pushback.
Yeah, James, just
he'll hate his life.
All right, Jimbo, with your relationship being on the rocks, I do need to give you this advice because it's a difficult time. Everybody's all BLM all the time. Is that do not marry a Xhosa woman at any cost. Do not do it. They are, people tell me they are the most attractive. I am Xhosa. I'm telling you now, that is hell's pit. That is a fire that you are not ready for. There is no fire suit. There's no PPE for marrying a Xhosa woman that will protect you from that. Do not, at any cost, no matter how attracted you are, do not do it. Because if you think you're stressing your mother now, the amount of stress marrying a Xhosa woman would, your mother would go for a swim in the sea and never return. Because the stress you're putting her under now is already, she's at 5'2". But if you marry a Xhosa woman, boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Boy, but all right, I want to move on from James. Let's do a little bit of social media, Senzo. What you got for us, Bob?
First and foremost, sorry, I'm just looking at the social media streets.
Yep.
Morgan Parra still plays rugby.
Yeah.
Got his slotted his 42nd consecutive kick.
Good player. Legendary French career.
Oh, so it's a thing with the French. So that's where Ribéry's getting the spillion from.
I don't know. I don't take rugby seriously. Let's move on to professional sports. What we got on the social?
So breaking news.
Yep.
Antoine Griezmann. So they have broken down. Oh, Barca dropped the ball here. Listen to this. So the terms of his contract. Let me just find that link now. Here, this is a great bit of business by Atletico Madrid because Barca have nothing, so you can't really finesse somebody who's got nothing.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, yes, the numbers behind Antoine Griezmann's move from Barca to Atletico Madrid. Griezmann has taken a 40% pay cut, okay, that we expected. If he plays fewer than 50% of Atleti's matches in 2022-23, they can sign him permanently for free.
What?
Barca have...
No, wait, hold on. I need to read that again. If he plays fewer than 50% of Atleti's matches in 2022-2023, they can sign him. No, wait.
They're going to slow roast him.
Oh, no. Listen, what's important there? We probably need to dig a bit deeper. Is that even if he comes off the bench, does that count as he played? Or is that starting? We'll probably need to unpack that because, hey, if you don't think Diego Simeone will do it, he will do it.
But, this is where I want to see how how in the mire Barca are, because if that contract, that you're right, is it starting or is it coming off the bench?
Yeah.
And if they made it, if the clause is coming off the bench,
No,
then Barca have done okay. But if they say starting, Atleti have pulled off one of the great heists. But like, you can't rob a person who's got nothing.
so nothing. So what I would do if it is that is I would bring him off the bench in the 3rd minute for the first it's a 38 game season. For the first 19 games, I bring him off the bench after 3 minutes. I just know that, okay, it's a waste of a sub, but it's Antoine Griezmann, for God's sake. Bring him off the bench, and then from game number 20, 21, let's go. Incredible. Barcelona, what a mess. What a mess. A bigger mess than James's mullet and situation that's developing. What a mess.
But you said it nicely last week. You said they should have... Barca, they're getting away scot-free. This is too light for them. People need to go to jail.
It doesn't make sense because corruption of this level. We live in South Africa. Like, we unpacked Umsholozi, you know, that already. That was just the highlights package. I mean, we saw what happened with that situation. Is look how the causal web of billions, right? Being like guys had to come from India to South Africa,
The money trail, though.
through India and through England and obviously their guys doing the PR stuff is to do billions of corruption. That worth needs at least, I would say, 100 people. At least.
It's a network.
At least. Do you know they were paying guys 7 million euros a year in South America they'd never met or seen?
But our government does the same. We bought a piece of land in New York for 150 million rand that doesn't exist.
That's what I'm saying. That's how corruption has to happen. It has to be so grand. Bartomeu needs... First of all, no optometrist must ever give him glasses again because he doesn't deserve to see. I cannot stand the sight of him.
Kick him out of Catalonia. You are not welcome here.
Ish, that's rough. Where would he go?
That's his problem.
Mzansi. You know where he should live? Midrand. Because he's clearly rough. He should go there, camper chairs and a Golf 7.
And he's also corrupt. So
he's Midrand.
He'll feel Dryden.
Midrand, Send him to Midrand. It's his guys. What a waste. What else we got on social media? Pop?
Jeez, that's actually unbelievable.
Incredible.
So, back to pop culture.
Yes.
Donda, which you don't like.
I hate it. I don't like, I hate it. It's
Right.
terrible, yeah.
The tosh, to quote what you said, that Kanye West just dropped. No, I didn't do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Kanye West ties Eminem as the artist with the most consecutive #1 albums of all time. Both of them have 10.
Let's go. Yeezy. Winning at this thing.
No, it's certified.
I love it.
He doesn't have to. The thing is with Kanye West, he doesn't have to prove anything music-wise. But I think what Kanye West is trying to do, he's trying to transcend music.
Make all the money, dude. It's pop music, pop. I want artists, listen to me now and hear me. Stop trying to represent the streets. That's nonsense. Do not represent the streets. Sell out.
Do it for yourself.
Money. Get the money. Anybody who tells you in life, oh, you sold out, you've changed.
The bag.
You should change in life. By the way, you should change. You should want to actively change. You should never be that guy from the streets again. Get all of the money. Sell out. Drake and Kanye have what the streets might call sell out, and I love it.
But you know what?
I love it.
You know what's true about money.
Yeah.
People, oh no, I'll never change if I have money. I'll tell you this about money. If money doesn't change you, it will change the people around you. But best believe, someone is going to change.
There will be change. No, hey, wise words.
So yeah.
Wise words. Shout out to Kanyeezy. What else we got? Let's finish off.
Oh yes, this is what you remember the situation we were talking about with Chimmy about the club versus country.
Yes.
So, Argentina versus Brazil got suspended. The
All right,
football match.
Hold it there. We'll come back with this because this proves a point I've been saying forever. Everybody called me mad and I'm
It's about to
crazy
get ugly.
and I'm this. I told you this was coming before, and those are my favorite words. My favorite words in the world. Shocker, I'm single. I told you so. I love saying that. I love it.
And you know that situation occurred? It's because of the thing we're speaking about, Lo Celso and them.
Let's, you know what? The MKT Show is available as a podcast. It is available cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. If you're on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. If you're joining for the very first time, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and leave your comments below. Ladies and gentlemen, we will come back to that behemoth of a story on the other side. MKT Show. A revolutionary sports show. That's it.
That's brilliant.
That's it.
You should sell products.
Like, folks, changing the world is just a part of what I do. You know, on the other side of things, I wear my pants one leg at a time, just like you. You know, a lot of people might say, is this, you know, am I an alien? Am I doing more? Am I superhuman? Absolutely not. You know, I chew my food just like you do. So
No,
it is what it is.
No, there are some animals out there, they don't chew their food.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah? So are you the guy who, when you go to restaurants, you can't handle when people chew loud?
Bro, what are you eating? Gravel?
So, okay, let's get into it since I didn't know I'd opened this can of worms now. You ever been on a date where the girl chews too loud and it was over?
No,
Not yet.
because I don't date Neanderthals.
All right, so how do you know? Can you see somebody? Like, I've got a pretty strong jawline. So would you see somebody with my jaw?
You should be able to chew then.
No, so I'm saying, would you see somebody, would you spot her a mile away? Like, oh, that's a strong jaw. No way, that's not going to work for me.
No, I don't know, man.
So you're a bit of a hypocrite, really, because there's no way she'll know that she's a loud chewer. It's like, you ever seen people that are loud? Like, I'm loud, but I've become really, really aware when I'm in indoor situations. I bring my voice right down.
Inside voice.
Because I know what I'm closer. We have something else.
No,
I don't
also,
know. We're not in control.
But also, you are self-aware.
I don't know.
Also, some dala man.
Maybe that's
Experience.
why. Maybe Gazlamlia.
You know, hindsight is 2020. So
Yeah, that's a good point. But you know, there's no one who's less self-aware than somebody who's loud. You know how people are.
Some people are tone deaf, bro.
That's what I'm saying. If I chew loud, I don't know I'm chewing loud.
Yeah.
So maybe you're a bit harsh there. So shout out to the ladies that chew loud.
No, but my loud and another. Maybe it's not loud for them.
That's what I'm. But how would you know? If you're the loud chewer, how would you know? It's like, you ever seen somebody who speaks loud? They don't know they're loud.
But it's like people who have an odor problem.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's the same thing.
Go ahead. What about them?
To them, that's the natural scent. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But they don't know that, you know, we don't buy Sex Panther because it stings the nostril.
Yeah. Listen, that's a good point. I mean, we've spoken about this. I don't want to gild the lily, but my fellow, but the other side, I am closer on my dad's side, but Betty on the other side is, we do need to stop the movement of Ikavela with no socks because it's summer now in Africa.
But you've said it though. You've said it. That's why it makes sense. Xhosas are loud.
Yes.
Betties are very timid people, and
Yeah.
so
So I'm probably the right sort of mix, you know, Kgalema Motlanthe and Nelson Mandela. So shout out to...
and Julius Malema, and yo,
Well, I mean, he's not a
Whoa.
representative for all of us. We prefer being...
oh, he's an outlier.
Yeah. We're more Kgalema Motlanthe than my
I mean,
man.
case in point, Pegu Figure Mbalula. That guy loves the sound of his own voice.
And that guy dresses like a guy who's
Midlife
rolling with the
crisis.
squad, hey?
No, because he was it was when he was Minister of Sport. So let me tell you, right? I
ahead.
once saw the most sensational thing. That's why I nicknamed him Chomyawan.
Mm.
So they said when he was on the flight. Yeah, sorry. You see, I'm losing my chain of thought because this thing was the most sensational thing.
Yes.
Because we're talking about his dress sense. So they were flying private with Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
And you know Floyd Mayweather, you know, always bedazzled and stuff. Do you know what your boy was wearing?
Yes.
He was wearing an Afghan, you know those scarves?
Yes.
Like on his head.
A turban vibe, yeah?
Gucci sunglasses
Inside.
in the plane. And the LV bag was here. I was like, this guy.
Umdala, chief. I'm sorry, after the age of 45, no high tops and no swag bag.
Nah, it's the high tops you can't.
No, because we Antoine Griezmann. No, I'm sorry. This thing of cool dad, 45,
I'm going to do it.
and this is the problem. People like you are.
But you'll allow people to wear Crocs. Soze.
All right, let's move on because I don't think we're gonna agree on this one. After 45, so Senzo, I want you to get all the high tops you've got now, because when I see you at 45 with your daughter and your lovely son,
But actually, you're right,
going
eh?
to school. No, you know what I'll do.
You're actually right.
You-
No, sorry.
wait.
I'd like to withdraw Telela.
But
I'd like to withdraw Telela.
You've said it now. I have to address it.
But I'm withdrawing.
No, I have to address it because just in case you might wake up in 25 years and now you're a millionaire because you're a super handsome, talented guy. You're gonna make some money in the future because you know what's gonna happen with people like you. Once you
Wild out.
you look in the mirror like, oh, you're so handsome, and now you look at your bank statement and it folds down, right? It's like
Oh,
6
no,
or
my
7
levels.
pages, and now you're like, yo, I'm the guy. So let me stop you. If I see you after 45 with your kids crossing when Scholar Patrol, remember Scholar Patrol?
Yeah.
You crossing and you're wearing high tops. I'm stopping all of
I'm
the
even
traffic.
going to buy gold ones.
I'm stopping all of the traffic to
I'm
say,
going to buy gold ones with the spikes and the studs.
you know what I'll say? I'll say, we thought with Jacob Zuma, we saw the worst Zulu of all time. I'll stop right there at St. David's as you're taking your son.
No, but
I say, nangu Satan, you're walking amongst us
no.
after
But you
45
wouldn't
with
do
high
that.
tops. I will.
Listen. Do you know why you won't do that? Because that's not in your nature. You'll actually worry about me if I'm going through a midlife crisis.
No, by that time I've changed. You seeing this version of me. By that time, hopefully I've got some money as well. And I'll say, nangu Satan, walking amongst us.
You'll be like, have I taught you nothing?
After Jacob Zuma, you're supposed to represent the Zulu nation in a certain way. No high tops. You know what you're getting? Those sick Italian sneakers or whatever they're selling.
Brentwood, boy.
What? Okay, let's move on. Let's actually talk about some sports. Possibly, I'm not saying he's going to be, but already he's showing symptoms of being the worst father in the world. Not because he's a bad person, Senzo, because he's going to wear high tops as a dad. I'm sorry, after 45, no high tops. I don't care who you are. No one's that special. Okay, the only person is Michael Jordan. He owns the thing. He has to sell them. The rest
Obviously,
of you
you should wear your own clothes.
The rest of you, I don't know what you're doing after 45. Okay, let's talk about the breaking story we had, Senzo.
Yes. Oh, but sorry, before we get to that breaking story,
Go ahead.
guys, the Ronaldo promo video just dropped.
No, we've moved on from Cristiano Ronaldo now. He's a professional.
We don't move on.
What's that?
Oh, You're jealous. I'm gonna lap it up.
Why am I jealous? Chelsea, in a disaster of a season, are the champions of Europe and went to the FA Cup final.
No. Hi, sorry. No, we do move on from Ronaldo because it's been 2 weeks.
What would you know? You walk.
So
you
how
walk,
does it
you
feel?
walk
James?
alone,
I just
bro.
want to know how's it felt over the last 2 weeks.
Like a death sentence I didn't sign up for.
Now you know what your mom feels like when she sees your mullet. Now, so James, you're not beautiful with what you did there. Now you've got it. And James, you're just getting a highlights package. Your mom's had it for 5-6 years with you because you're coming home late. You know who James is? 18. Because you know white guys as well, getting drunk and they don't mind coming home after the James, responsible guy, not drinking and driving. He's Ubering home. But he's the guy making a pizza at 1:30 in the morning at his mom's house.
Putting on the TV full blast.
And he's got his mates. Like, oh, bring the knickknacks.
And do you know what it probably is? It's probably when he's varsity holidays.
Yeah.
Midweek chill. Your parents have to get up and go to work.
His mom she's a high-level corporate lady. She's worked her way to the top of one of the leading sort of hospitality sort of bodies within Africa. And Wednesday night, James is coming home. Vibes.
And because of that, I'm just going to send it to him on WhatsApp for good measure.
See on. James says, "Oh, mom, relax. It's the holidays. I'm so stressed.
You see, Ronaldo's home. It's vibes.
Yeah.
It's vibes.
Incredible. James Ilsley and Senzo Step.
Anyway, on to more serious issues.
Yeah.
Now, remember on Friday when we were dissecting this thing?
Yep.
It's because of who Giovanni Lo Celso and who do we say?
Romero's the other one. Anyway, whoever it is.
Now, Brazil against Argentina.
Yep.
Is the blockbuster of all blockbusters when it comes
to the biggest game possibly in world football.
Yeah. So now, Buendia, Lo Celso, Martinez.
Yep.
So the South American teams wanted to take sanctions or take it further with the FA because
the English FA.
Yeah, the English FA, because they're saying no, these guys must come play now. Now, what this does now, these guys don't know what they've done now, because now most of South America is red listed. These guys got this football game cancelled, and because these 4 guys didn't go into isolation when they landed.
Well, the thing is, I mean, there's a bigger issue there from what I read as well, is that they've essentially put everyone's in trouble now with what Brazil's done, because what's happened
with what Argentina have done.
No, with what Brazil's done in terms of arresting,
suspending the game.
And to give some context, so the Brazilian police and officials ended up coming on the field during the match.
Yes.
For those who can't see it, not only that, by the way, they were at Argentina's hotel before the game. They just hadn't been handed the mandate to arrest the players, right? And here's the issue: is that it means they've lied to the officials in Brazil about when was the last time you in England.
Oh, snap.
That is the story. And now this is becoming exactly what I said. My question immediately, right, on Friday when we were addressing it was, have these guys left before confirming with the Premier League team? So for me, there's so many people to blame here.
Oh, yes.
The Argentine FA, plus Martinez, Buendia, Romero, and Lo Celso in a pandemic.
Grow up, guys.
No, in a pandemic, and our guest Shimi Murakura on Friday said something brilliant. Mm-hmm. Blame the agent, because it's not it's not the player's job to. The reason you get 10% of his earnings is so that
advise me.
No, the nitty gritty, especially. It's not just to advise me on the big stuff when we get the paychecks. This is the stuff. It's like having a great wife or a girlfriend, right? The good-looking great girlfriend isn't about when everyone's good and we're having a braai or whatever. Yeah. You know that girlfriend when you lose your job and you're fighting with your mom and your brother passes away, she's there for you, paying for everything. That's what your agent should be. I'm taking care of the little things so that your life is okay. And the agents for Martinez, Buendia, Romero, and Lo Celso.
But you said it nicely, because now it becomes political, and you did say it was going to be political.
Of course, I saw it.
If the police have to get involved,
I saw it a mile away. You know when I knew that this call came from above is that in a pandemic, right? When a country went to the AFA and said, "Go to those British guys,"
and make sure
that we will not have a weak team against Brazil.
They said make sure.
That's not an
because
FA.
So here, the story behind the Brazil-Argentina suspension. Right?
Okay.
So they break down they put together the timeline. Okay. So That's a video.
Yeah, that's poor. We can't have a video. But
I wanted to read it.
no, but listen. Brazil,
hold on.
Argentina. So shout out BR Football. Let's just read the tweet there. Brazil, Argentina has been interrupted after Brazilian health officials walked onto the pitch to confront the 4 Argentine Premier League players, Emi Martinez, Buendia, Romeo, and Lo Celso, who travelled from the UK in the last 14 days and didn't quarantine, breaking Brazilian rules. So let me tell you what this does, because I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy about this. I've always said, listen, let's accept something. Football is business now. It is big business. It is the biggest TV show on planet Earth.
Oh.
Here's what you must accept,
Oh.
right? If you are players, I don't care about officials and the nerds at UEFA. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
As the players, Martinez, Buendia, Romero, Lo Celso, I blame you because you know what you must always protect, especially as a sportsman. Your money.
You're an ambassador as well.
No, I don't care about that. Your money. Protect your money, because now I tell you what's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool say we don't need this. Tottenham are saying, Aston Villa are saying they are owned by big American tycoons. They have enough problems. You know what you're supposed to be? There's a term in business. We call it an asset. You're supposed to be an asset. Assets are not headaches. Because if you're a headache, you know what you are? A deficit.
You're a liability.
That's what you are. You're supposed to be an asset. Emi Martinez, I spent 20 million on you. Buendia, we fought Arsenal for you as Aston Villa and spent 35 million on you.
Lo Celso.
Romero, we spent 50 million of Daniel Levy's pounds. Lo Celso, we loaned you for 18 months. Now listen, folks, asset, and Senzo said the term liability. You are in all of life. You are one of those two things. Stop thinking.
Yeah, you're right.
You
Actually,
are either an asset in someone's life or you're a liability. This thing of, give him that is what you are in life, in business, is these guys now. Let me tell you something. I know successful people. You're either an asset or a liability. Let me tell you right now. Emi Martinez, I don't care how good you are. Those American tycoons that own Aston Villa is about to have
Egyptian guy, bro.
He's about to have the worst conversation of his entire life. Because now, it's not about the politics or whatever. The bottom line is, I pay you, you will do as I please. Forget about the FA. Because you know the Argentine FA is not paying their players. We know that.
Yeah.
It's corrupt. South America's a joke in that sense. They play for pride. This is a problem.
You know, it must be hitting the roof now. Daniel Levy, because he said, I've just sorted out the Kane mess. Did you not learn anything?
I saw this coming, and I love saying that. I said it's going to become
Political.
a problem. But for me, my favorite part is we're getting closer and closer to my favorite part, because now you're messing with billionaires. You're not just messing with like working class fans. Is that international football must die? It is a terrible product. I still don't understand who international football's
But
for.
my thing is, but these guys also aren't self-aware. Guys, we're not playing San Marino. It's Brazil against Argentina.
So who, the players or?
No, but still, like, the fact that a game of that magnitude had to get suspended.
Look, I guess
these guys did what they did.
You know what it is again, they've put the Brazilian forces in a very, very difficult situation, because you have to do this.
My question is, how do you think it plays out, though? What do you think happens from here on out?
On what side? On the players' side, or
Everybody. So paint me three different. Okay, so paint me. I want it from the perspective of Argentina's FA.
Yep.
What? Because now it's not in the Brazilian FA's hands anymore.
Yeah.
The government's getting involved now.
Yeah.
Because you guys basically said, you know what, damn your rules. And then from the club's perspective, like with the FA and, you know, people being red listed and...
Okay, so let's take it from the Argentina side. The Argentine FAs, the only job that they have now, right, is to observe, because they're talking about handing it to Brazil as a walkover, the game, by the way. When that happens, the Argentine FA only have one option. Every game for the next 2 years until the next World Cup between Argentina and Brazil is cancelled. Because if you don't take a strong stance now, Brazil know,
these guys are going to do it again.
these are chumps.
Yeah.
So they're going to bully Argentina,
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
make no mistake, FAs are run by politicians.
Yeah.
There is a game.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you say to Argentina, do you say to Brazil as Argentina, as in, you don't see us, we're not coming.
And what you do, if there's qualification matches with Brazil, cancel all of it and swallow the points, because you have to be strong if you're the Argentine FA.
Don't flake, yeah.
If you are the players, they are the... I'll finish off with the players because they're the biggest losers. But in the end, I tell you who's the biggest loser, actually. I'm going to go to what the FA are going to do about this. I know powerful people. If you had, because I don't watch AFCON, it's just the production, it might as well be La Liga. I can't do it. I just check the
You only
scores.
watch Euro. You don't even watch Copa America.
No. Produce it properly, or I don't have time. I got Netflix, pal. But let me tell you what's going to happen with the FA.
Sure.
And the biggest losers in terms of, if you watch AFCON, you're about to have the worst AFCON probably of all time. Because I'm telling you right now, Mo Salah's not playing.
Where is it? Is it in Guinea?
Wherever it is. Trust me, it's not happening.
Because if it's in Guinea, it throws another dimension.
So Mo Salah's not playing. Sadio Mane is not playing. Chelsea, do Chelsea have any African guys? Who else is in the Premier League that's doing it right now that's African? But expect the worst AFCON of all time, because now it's becoming clearer is that you are compromising my assets. I don't pay £40 million to let a guy go and be out in the jungle. Also, what we're not taking into account in this, what about the mental state of the players when they return?
Yeah.
Because you can't just jump back and now you're ready to play. You just nearly got arrested and you've been made to... And you know, footballers are ego animals.
Yeah.
I got made to look like a fool like that on TV.
I got embarrassed. But my thing is, you're right. Sorry, going back to your AFCON point, because now, you heard what happened with the Guinea game.
What happened?
It had to be postponed because they were trying to stage a coup in that country.
Let me tell you something.
So now the English Premier League teams are saying that they're going, you guys want to take our assets where coups are being staged. Not happening.
Because they've been waiting for an excuse. We know there's been a big war between Europe and Africa. Change AFCON till the end of the season, right? That's what Europe's been saying, standardize. And Africa says no, because West Africa refuses to be spoken to like that by Europe. Europe's been waiting for this. Because you know who loses? I told you. The biggest loser, and I'm finishing off with them, globally, is players.
Sure.
Because now, unlike Europe, right, the African guys and the South American guys want to play for their countries.
Yeah.
Because there's no money. Sadio Mane is not going back for money.
Because they want to keep it real.
There's no prestige. I'm sorry. There's no prestige in playing for Senegal on the global sort of marketing.
Sure.
Is he wants to play, but now Liverpool are going to make him choose. Those are the losers. The players are the losers. Romeo and those guys, they're the losers. And you know what South Americans are like? Is now you're forcing the players to choose between money and the country that they love.
Versus country, yeah.
And they're the only losers. So from players' perspective, I just want to, you are the losers. But all I care about for players, stop with passion and pride and being sold nonsense, please. Choose the money.
Where's your bread butter?
The money. Forget about FA. And you know what? If people in Argentina hate these players for not coming back, awesome. I don't mind. Let it go. Pick your money.
Just got a bit of breaking news.
All right, breaking news. What's going on?
Valtteri Bottas has signed for Alfa Romeo for the 2022 Formula 1 season.
All right.
Clearing the way for George Russell to be confirmed at Mercedes.
So Valtteri Bottas, I thought he'd go full on rogue yesterday. He could have gone for the fastest lap. He had to abort that and was told mid-lap because he had two purple, I believe is how you signal segments as you're going.
Yeah.
He went for the best lap. They said abort that. It's great that they give us that.
You're clearing out your locker anyway.
First of all, a sports nobody watches, Formula 1, but that's good. It's making some news. Bottas, you're the hell out of there. What a weird time to announce it.
No, it's not weird. He's been doing nonsense. You remember after he crashed the car, after Silverstone?
No, but I'm saying you don't announce that now.
But Toto Wolff said that last week. He said that situation has been resolved. So he's just putting everybody out of their misery.
So Bottas is off to where? To Alpine?
Yeah, to Alfa Romeo. But you could see it coming. Because Kimi Räikkönen retired last week. And then...
Formula 1, very boring sport. I tried to watch it yesterday. I watched the whole race. The cars make no noise. And quite frankly, it's very, very boring. Especially now it's becoming a two-man thing. But shout out to my guy and Red Bull doing their thing. All right. I mean, Bottas, does that matter? Does it actually matter? Because it's going to be Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen again next season, isn't it? Doesn't really matter. It's like losing a pawn on a chess
You know what
table.
the loudest thing was about the Formula 1 yesterday?
The fans.
Tiesto said.
Was Tiesto there?
They made a whole...
I don't know.
And after Max 1, do you think those people are going home?
Did I watch the race and I turned off? Formula 1, very boring. Very, very boring. But there was no Premier League on.
Shout out to that guy. So you said you watched the whole thing.
Who's the finish line guy with the jacket?
I see that guy. Shout out to that guy. Did you watch the ceremony?
No, it ended and that was enough. I was bored out of my wits.
you would have loved it. So there was this other guy. I swear he must be the tallest guy in the world.
Yeah, Dutch. This makes sense.
Yeah,
they're the tallest country in the world.
Yeah, on average. That guy was on. So all three of the drivers were on the podium.
Yeah.
And that guy was still taller than them.
Van der Sar styles.
Bro, he was looking at Hamilton like this. I was like, there's no ways.
Shut up. Although, having said that, Formula One guys are tiny.
Yeah.
Because you have to be.
You have to be, yeah.
You have to be. And you have to be liked, by the way.
Exactly.
So a lot of people go, they're not athletes.
No.
You cannot have an inch of fat more than you need as a Formula One guy.
Also, you got how much body weight you losing? You're using like 4 kilograms.
No, but also fuel.
Fuel, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, jeez,
You
yeah.
cannot carry weight.
Yeah.
You must remember so if you watch any Formula One stuff, and I do like the science side of it, they count in grams, 100 grams. You'll often hear when they're talking about weight, they're talking about grams, not kilograms or pounds, because that's how much it matters.
But that's what Lewis Hamilton was saying. That's why he cut out that whiling out thing. Every time he'd win a race, he'd go like party and stuff like that. He said, no, now I have to like, because he says the gym is...
No, it's murder.
It's next level.
All right, shout out to a sport nobody actually cares about. We do have Spike Ballantyne coming in either tomorrow or Wednesday. We will confirm that, but we will talk exactly about Holland. It was actually quite a fun race to watch. There was a lot happening there. Yeah, all right, what do you do? All right, let's move on to a sport people watch. What else we got on social media?
Oh, yes. I spoke about the Ronaldo thing already, right?
Yep.
Oh, man. Just one more time, he's back, guys. Confirmed.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's there, James, for you to see.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo's back to finish
Not just
third.
pictures, movies, because I know you're digital age. You don't read books.
See,
Wait for the movie to come out.
Well, what do you think he's thinking at the end of the year when they come third or like fourth? Go to Man City.
Not a chance. That's not happening.
All right.
Hey, you're leaving room for improvement, eh? You're leaving it on the table. Let me not say
my father always used to say, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Ronaldo's already shown you. If you guys do nonsense this season.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. I wanted to talk about this.
Yes.
So, Fabrizio,
Yes.
the box-to-box Romano,
Yes.
says there is absolutely no pre-agreement between Antonio Conte and Arsenal. Conte has no verbal or pre-agreement with the club. So, yeah, because that rumor is doing the mill.
There's no way Antonio Conte would ever sign on a whim. We saw what happened to Tottenham. The negotiations were 2 weeks and he turned them down publicly. Listen, nothing comes out, right, in public
If you don't want
in
to.
football unless you wanted to. Conte's side would have distanced themselves because what he needs is the leverage to say, don't play with my name, Arsenal, first and foremost.
Not my name.
But also, what's your guy?
Put some respect on my name.
What's his
Birdman.
name? Birdman, shout out to
I'm
him.
here now. What's happening?
Put some spec on my name.
But also, if you are Arteta now, surely that should worry you.
Why?
They're saying, hey, Chiefs.
Mikel Arteta is the luckiest person in the world. It would essentially be me dating Scarlett Johansson. It shouldn't happen.
So do you think this is they're just lighting a fire under his bum?
I don't think this is coming from Arsenal. I think this is coming from Antonio Conte's people because people negotiate through the media all the time.
But listen, if that's happened, surely there's been
100%.
that initial flirt.
No, of course they're having talks, but Antonio Conte is probably saying you're 50 mil off the transfer budget I need, and
No,
you're
so
probably 100,000 off what I need.
He said, nah, fam, to the whole of North London.
Plus, also, you know what? Everybody wants to date a beautiful, mature woman until it's time to actually date her. Because what will she have? It's something called demands. Antonio Conte doesn't come free, chief. I come with demands, and I'm not negotiating. You ever had a girlfriend like this who she's sorted, she's got a PhD,
No compromise.
she's got 2 apartments, she's renting them out, so she doesn't need your money. Here's how I live my life. Ooh, that's tough. Because most guys can't handle that. Is Antonio Conte doesn't come to negotiate with you. I'm ready to win. You know how I know that? I've won wherever I've been.
But you said it nicely though. You always say it though. Everybody wants to be the guy until they actually have to be the guy.
Folks, let me leave you on this. Arsenal and Antonio Conte will not work. And I don't care who you are. Date in your class. 9s must date 9s. If you're a 6, date a 6. Because there's problems in that gap, guys. There's problems in that gap. Antonio Conte, certainly not this season and certainly not under Edu. It just will not work. Ladies and gentlemen, sensitive, good stuff today, Paul.
I mean, when you're coming up with such killer catch slogans and stuff like that, you've set the bar pretty high.
Yeah.
It's just James, just coward. Mapena, what is the club?
Yeah, listen, the story for the week, will James get a haircut? Hashtag cut that hair, James. Let's get that on Cliff C Sport. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is MKT, and for today, this has been the MKT Show. But for now, we are the hell out of here.